is there any question you have right now that you want to share about either the format, what's going to happen, or this is the stuff in my life I really want to know?
Yeah, I would say what's going on in my life is just learning how to step into my power. And I'm just a huge procrastinator. And I just cannot understand why I haven't made any progress in my life. I can't
Mm,
understand why because I haven't taken action that I needed, but I'm trying to understand
mhm,
like what is it that's holding me back so much? Like what is that
mm,
fear of moving forward in my life?
mhm, mhm,
And I feel like maybe I keep waiting for something when I know that there's nothing to wait for. It's just up to me. So
mhm, mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm breathing into that and feeling the frustration that comes with it. And also, I'll see, I'm sure there's going to be more that comes up to clarify feelings around. I don't know if you see yourself as a very youthful person or a young person, but I get the sense of there being this pervading youth about you. And so that's one thing. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to connect to the next thing that I'm going to say. So I'm just, sometimes there's all these pieces and I lay them out. The other piece coming up right now a lot is I get that there was a very strong life defining moment whereby I don't know if it was a parental figure, but it feels very much like a parent. It's possible it could have been a teacher at school that you admired or instructor if there was a activity, like singing or gymnastics or something like that, that you did over a long period of time and this person had an influence of your life. I feel that there was a very strong, I don't exactly know how it happened, but it feels like a coming to a head. I don't know if they were yelling at you or it feels like they shut you down and were really, maybe they were pushing you so much, but in ways academically, personally, in this hobby that didn't feel right. And I feel that that's also very much connected to what's happening right now. Okay, whoo, getting all the energy waves now. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. So that event, and I'll give you a moment in time soon to talk about, are there events that for you feel that they're relevant in this way? But that event created almost a schism within you of, well, I trust myself and I know what I want, but this person that I'm feeling a lot here. This person who you love and admire so much, and this role model sees it so radically different. And therefore, how can I trust myself when they're telling me this, but I feel this? And so this divide, it wasn't consciously internally, you're like, no, I'm going to be divided now. But that moment created this divide in you that resulted in a feeling of, I'm not sure if I can trust myself because these outside authorities who I totally admired and loved didn't believe me or didn't see the value in the truth that I know. Therefore, maybe my own internal feelings, powers, decisions, inclinations are not to be trusted because other people don't value it or they don't see it like I do. Okay. Do you, oh, you move. Is there any instance that rings a bell or does this fit at all for you of any one moment perhaps or a series of moments?
I would say
Oh, hold on. I can't hear
gymnastics
you now.
coach.
I can hear you now again, but I lost you for a moment.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, the dog is making so much noise. But
Mm,
I would say when you first started talking, I was thinking because I did gymnastics for most of my life.
okay.
And there was like one defining moment where he kept me after practice for a while because
Yeah.
he was like making me do these like back handsprings that you had to do two in a row, like without stopping, right? And so he kept me after practice, and I was just crying, crying, crying. I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh my God, leave me alone. I can't do it. I don't even want to do it anymore. And so then, even like my mom and his wife, the co-owner, was in the building, and they were watching, and my mom was like all stressing out, like I don't know if this is good for her or not. And his wife was
Yeah.
like, she'll get it, she'll get it. And he was doing it from a place of love because he knew like,
Right.
okay, Amanda, you can do this. This is all in your head. Like just do it. Just connect the dots, connect the handsprings, connect it all. And
Right.
so I remember that moment pretty defining as terms of that was a moment when I realized, okay, like it is in my head. Like this is all
Yeah.
in my head. Like physically, I'm capable of doing it. I had to get over that fear. And so I think that was probably what you were tuning into in the beginning. And then that's just kind of a recurring theme in my life. It's always in my head. I
Yeah.
don't. I'm the one stopping myself from a lot of the things that I want in my life. And that's yeah.
Yeah. I should have warned you before that sometimes I get emotional when it's emotional life experiences that,
Yeah.
I'm feeling that you've gone through. Well, so here's what I think. Even though it is all in your head, this phrase, there's a way in which that's also disempowering to you because for some reason, even though I get that you theoretically had the capability to do the double back handspring, or sorry if I'm getting the words wrong, but whatever you said of the gymnastic move, that moment created, like I said, this chasm in your life, almost, of like this internal division. And it feels that going along this it's all in my head path can only take you so far, because there's the inner knowing of you. What if it is all in your own head, but you weren't ready to do it? Did you really say, yeah, I really want to do it? No, you were telling him you didn't want to do it.
And not only that moment, but I can think of two other moments in my life prior to that. That was probably when I was 15 or maybe 16. I can think of two other moments around like 7th, 8th grade where very similar things happened, where it was like they were telling me you could do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe in myself enough. But then like once I did it, I was like, holy crap. Okay, wait, like that's actually inside of me. I'm capable of it. And so I think a recurring theme for me is that not feeling capable. And now that has trickled into a lot of things in my adult life.
Right.
So.
Yes. Well, it makes a lot of sense. And it's interesting because, like you said, this gymnastics teacher or coach was acting out of love. And yet, and when people push us to do things, there's great intentions. And I also think there's a timing. Okay. Yeah. I feel like timing is one of the themes that we're going to bring in here. Part of you owning your own power is recognizing your own timing to do things, because, and I'm going to return to this, the it's all in my head phrase or mantra or whatever. It feels like it's not helping you anymore. And maybe hypnotherapy, things you can do to like unemotionally trigger that. But to me, it feels charged and like a forcing yourself through life. And you're at a place in life where that's not how you want to move forward. You want to move forward in a way that really does honor your own power. And that might mean, yeah, you can do things, but you're going to do them in your way, in your style, and your timing. Ooh, I'm going to just take a moment here. And if you want to share anything, you can. And I'm just going to pause and sit with that for a moment and see what else comes up. Okay. Gosh, there's a little bit of heartache about this too. Did you take gymnastics as far as you wanted to, or as far as other people wanted you to?
As far as other people wanted me to.
Okay.
Yes.
How did you
For
feel
sure.
about it when you finished? I mean, maybe you still do it, but I get the feeling like how you used to is in the past.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I was very much over it for a long time until finally I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. I quit. It was a very dramatic moment, even during high school, when I quit the I quit the cheerleading team like mid-season, and I stopped doing gymnastics, all of that, like very randomly, like spur of the moment, because that's how, like, it wasn't random, obviously, because I've been thinking about it for a long time, but it was a very much like I'm standing in my power and I'm telling you what I want, and I'm not going to take no for an answer anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
so that was a really good question. As you're right, I was doing it way past my due date for sure.
Yeah.
And in terms of the timing and wanting to do things my way, that's a just dead on the nail. Like that's exactly what it is right now. Is I have all of these different people and things, and well, we live in a world where we're constantly influenced by you should do it this way, this way, this
Right.
way, until I figure out what feels right to me, I'm just not taking action forward. Like I have to sit with it and really see what's right for me. And financially, that's not helping me right now because, or the problem is I need money to help me move forward, but
Right.
I'm not making money because I haven't quite aligned with the exact way that I want to yet. So if that makes sense,
Oh,
but
yes, definitely.
I have that pressure, like that financial burden, like,
Yes.
and I know that those two conflict so greatly. So I'm trying to just relax into it. And I know the more that I align, the quicker my results will speed up. So I have to stop letting the external things get in my way.
Yes. That's good. Yes. I know what you're talking about, and I'm kind of opening up to see what else there is to say about that. And I think your words are ringing true. And I'm feeling sometimes people get homework out of these sessions. So one of the things is whatever work you can do to, I don't know if it's inner child work or maybe it's something with hypnotherapy or something other, where you return to this teenage you and give her the love, give her the thanks, thank her for all the things she did, thank her for standing in her power, and the times in which she didn't. It's good when we have moments that are defining moments. They teach us, even if it's not the lesson we carry throughout our life. Like the lessons can change over time. And that lesson that you learned in that one instance where he kept you after practice was a lesson that served you for a while, and now it's shifting to another way. And then I'm getting a few other things. One thing I'm thinking about is, I don't know if this is going to make sense or not, but I feel that a gymnast, the whole art of gymnastics is how you make your body and the weight. You're working with gravity, but you're kind of in the air in other ways. So it's this like tension, push, pull, polarity of how far can you push yourself without falling to the ground and gravity pulling you down? And anyway, to me, it feels very much like that was a period in your life where air and uplift and this balancing almost in a maybe precarious way was like how you were exhibiting yourself in the world. Whereas now it feels, it's not exactly the opposite, but it's like before you were in the clouds or in the branches, and now I feel like you're the roots in the ground, or that's what you want. You want to feel that solid foundation. Okay. I'm getting some images here for you to work with. I'm laughing because it's like bricks, but also they're golden bricks because financial success would be really nice. And so golden bricks. Okay, let's see what else there is about. I'm going to tune into how can you also work with this time and this energy so that the finances are flowing as you continue to grow and expand into doing things in your own time. Okay. One thing I keep on getting, the fact that you have a lovely voice and a powerful voice I'm also getting this sense of invocation, a way of you speaking into the world. I would like to receive X amount of money on a monthly basis or a regular basis that's sustaining me while I do these things and growing, and that I'm trusting that this is going to happen. And it feels a little bit, I don't know if you believe that you can speak something like that and, wheels are going to start turning, but it feels that you speaking that out into the world. And maybe even, I don't know if you ever do hypnotherapy recordings that other people can purchase and listen to, but I feel that that would be a great recording for people in many places that people could buy. That's about something along the lines of trusting that financial security will be there as we go through times of transition, as we change. How does that feel for you?
I think that I have a book idea in my mind called Start Where You Are.
Ooh,
And that has been my motto, like my theme for the past 6 months or so has just really been like starting with, that phrase, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. So for me, I'm
yes.
like, what do I have right now? I know I don't have everything that I want and maybe even what I need to reach the goals that I have for my life, but what can I start with? And so I want to write that book and I want to, and that's what I was thinking too, is while I'm certified in hypnotherapy, I haven't done much with it yet. But like you just
Mhm.
said, there's so many things I could be doing with it. So maybe that is exactly what I need to do is I know with one of my clients I do have, I've been really called to make some extra recordings for her, meditations, things like that. And so I appreciate you saying that. That's probably very true. I could start selling maybe packages like that. So
Yes. Yeah. And I
mhm.
love too. I know some people who want to write as well. And I'm working on a book and a hypnotherapy recording for aspiring authors because there's a lot of emotional drama that comes up about putting a book in the world or sitting down to write. And so listening to the session that teaches me or that gets it in my subconscious of I'm sitting down, I'm typing, the words are flowing, the ideas are coming, the agent is coming on board, all of that. I don't know if there's a hypnotherapy recording like that out there, but I feel the market for that would be super hot.
Right. And a big theme that I talk about is, just stepping into your creative power. I know we're all born
Mm,
to be creators for our world. And so helping others to tune into that creative impulse within them is huge to me. It's a major
mhm,
theme for my life and my business. Yeah.
wonderful. Also, are you on Insight Timer at all as a user or a
Mm-mm.
whatever? Okay. So it's an app that I use and really enjoy. And I have found people and people have found me from having a profile on there. I don't have any meditations per se, like for myself that I have put on there, but it's a great other way. If you have one that, let's say, you would put on your podcast or YouTube channel, Insight Timer is a place where all the people there are going for meditation or going, to have that experience. And it's a nice way to find new people who can listen to your recording there for I don't know how Insight Timer pays its creators, but I think there is some level of that. And also some of the meditations will ask for a donation at the end of it that you can donate to the person who created it. And like I said, I follow my favorite creators there. I go follow them on other platforms, sign up for their email list. I see their offers and experiences that they're putting out. And that's where I found them. So I think your audience would definitely be there.
Okay. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome. And if not, I know there's other meditation apps, so they may do similar things too, Calm or Headspace. That's the one I use, so that's my reference point for it. So I thought I would share that. Yeah. Okay, so we have a little bit more time. I feel like we've already covered some good things, and I want to make sure, is there something that you think to leave today and feel good about this experience and feel just like you were supported or energized or whatever you wanted to feel? Is there anything else that we should look at or talk about to give you that sense of satisfaction and confirmation and support.
I think just the concept of procrastination and helping me overcome, like, what is that? Like, why am I
Mhm.
such a procrastinator then? Because I think it must come down to that sense of worthiness of not feeling like I deserve more.
Mhm.
But I absolutely know, like, logically, I know that I do, but I guess subconsciously something is still stuck there.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, good question. I'm glad I know you mentioned that before, so I'm glad you brought it up again because I had already forgotten. All right, let me take a moment to see what comes up here about that. When I feel in the body, to me, it feels almost like right under the heart, like in the rib cage, this feeling of kind of disappointment and or anxiety kind of all mixed together and like this like chest stomach ache feeling of like oh procrastination. Hmm. Hmm. So what else does procrastination have to share with you or for you? Let me see what else. Hmm. All right, I'm going to start speaking. I think there will be more beyond the first thing I say. Sometimes it's a continuation, but the first part to say is procrastination wants you to know it's a part of you. It feels that the more you push it or try and make it stop, it's like a stubborn mule digging its heels in. I'm not going anywhere. That's how it feels trying to push it away. And I get this feeling of if procrastination is a part of you, what if procrastination, I'm picturing like a little stuffed animal monster that's maybe like this big, kind of cute, whatever kind of cute monster, or you can picture it however you want. But if procrastination is this cute little monster with hair all over, and I think there's a Pixar or a Disney movie that has a blue monster, but this one's littler. So if procrastination is this little monster, it could be cuddly. It wants to be there for a purpose, but more than anything, it really wants to be loved right now. It's like even as I'm speaking this, I can feel the heels aren't digging in so much. And the monster, the procrastination monster, is trying to say it really relates back again to this gymnastics moment. The monster wants to be there always as a reminder that your dedication to your power, to your timing, to yourself is important. And it's almost like a guardrail, or not that it's always helpful. I get that it's not always helpful. And maybe it wants to be so important that it's like, the monster that's wrecking your life type of thing. But I get that its its purpose that it would like to help you with is as this reminder of in the best way, it's all about you. And I know that phrase, some people might be like, it's all about her, or you might even be like, it's all about me. But yeah, it is. It's all about your own timing, your own knowing, your own path. And it's a little bit of the monster can transform to be like a calibrating, what's the word? Calibrating measurement tool, a way of checking in. Am I letting other people determine this is my time, or this is my way to do it, or this is my whatever? Or am I letting myself decide?
Hmm. That's making so much sense to me. That's making a lot of sense. I think I have to just learn to embrace that procrastination is a real thing. It's just a part of life. It's not just me
Yes.
that has procrastinating tendencies. And so working with it rather than looking at it as like an enemy or something like that is probably going to be the only way to overcome it.
Yes. And maybe I'm also getting this almost like a conversation. I think that's why I was trying to talk about it as like a personified little monster stuffed animal. And I don't know if this would be silly to you or not, but almost a conversation like procrastination. Why are you not letting me finish this project? What do you have to tell me today? And letting yourself sit and listen. What is the answer? Because maybe the answer is going too fast, or you're forgetting your health, or this is 70% good, but there's 30% it could be better. And once that's there, the procrastination monster will be like, fine, I relax, you can do it. But that it could be a way. I use anxiety in this way for myself. So I throughout my life I've had anxiety, and it used to be I tried to get rid of it and totally solve it. And now when it comes up, I say, what am I not paying attention to, or what do I need to revisit? What am I ignoring in my life? That's why anxiety is coming up. And so I get the sense that procrastination could be that for you, of this check-in emotion or check-in experience, that when it comes up, okay, it's time to check in on, am I leaving part of my power, desires, voice behind in one way or another? Because procrastination is showing up really big.
I think that you just wrapped up the whole conversation so well, like from the beginning to the end, because all of it stems down to, is it what I truly want to be doing? Is it what I truly want to be doing? Like, am I writing it because I want to be writing, or feeling like I need to be writing because I told my
Mm.
mom I was going to be a writer?
Oh
Or is it
yeah.
because, or same with, am I trying to get clients because these are the clients I want, or am I going to wait and make sure that I'm doing this the right way to find those soul aligned clients, or whatever it might be?
Mhm.
Feeling so, yes. So that's, thank you. That makes so much
Oh,
sense.
you're welcome.
Procrastination is just that common, like you said, that one specific kind of image in my mind that I've kind of just attached all this to.
Hmm. Yeah, and I'm so glad, I'm not usually like, I love my anxiety or I love procrastination, but in a way, it is a loving force that's like, ye shall not pass unless you examine, does this work for you or not? And so I love that you said it might almost become a catch-all for why am I not moving forward on this in my life? But it feels that, and obviously, if you've done gymnastics to the level that you did, you have so much capacity in you for incredible things that just like when we see a gymnast, we're like, oh, and that all of that, everything else to come could have, not that people are always going to be gasping and did you see that move and how did she defy it, all that, but that type of reaction, that you have the capacity for that in the other ways that feel smooth and limber and graceful in the way that is the way you want to move.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that's another thing where it's like, not everything that I do is going to be applause worthy. Sometimes I'm doing it for myself. I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
huge one for me, is sometimes I have to remember that I'm doing things for myself, not for attention, not for the applause, not for the whatever it might be, right? The validation is huge, right? I
Mm-hmm.
don't need validation as long as I'm doing it and it feels right for me. It feels good to me.
Yeah. Oh, that's so wonderful. That's really good. I know you kind of said that I wrapped it up, but I want to know before we leave, do you want to reflect? Did this feel good for you or accurate, or did it give you more clarity for your life?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank you because I've done so much healing work, and it's something that I've taken on as my life's purpose, is to help others as well with their healing. And so I always feel like no matter how much progress I make, there's always all of these other layers to unpeel. And so for you to revisit that time in my life where things did start to get really rocky around those teenage years, and I never fully have healed from that, I guess, is how
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling. Like I still have so much work to do from that time. And so I'm very surprised that that came up, but I'm really happy and excited that you did bring that up, because now I have a lot more to go out and kind of work through, journal through, or meditate on here later on today. So thank you so
Mm.
much.
Oh, you're welcome. And I just realized as you were talking, another thing I wanted to say about the youth part of you. And I love that you're treating this healing as like, oh, not like this is another thing I gotta go do. How annoying is that? But that you're embracing it and leaning into it, because I feel this youthful quality and the energy you had as a teen, I feel like is going to be with you for a lot of your life. And so, in an interesting way, when you're healing, it's also your way of keeping that teenager Amanda, teenager energy in your current life, because she wasn't afraid to be like, I'm done with this cheerleading thing. And I don't care if y'all weren't ready for it. Like, I'm cutting ties, because you might do that again next year or later this year. And so I think that youthful energy and a little bit of, I'm going to say selfishness, but in the best way possible, of like owning your own power. Teenagers are really good about not caring what other people think and just being like, this is my way. So
Right.
I think the
Right.
healing is going to help you to keep those great qualities with you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
All right. Well, I can't remember when we were supposed to end because I know we kind of got started
It's
late, but I
okay.
know
I
we'll
think we're
still
right on
talk
time.
soon. Okay,
Yeah, we
good, good,
started right
good.
about 11 or about 5 or 6 after. So
Okay, perfect.
thank you so much. And I apologize for the dog. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, that
that's
dog.
okay.
I hope it doesn't come through too much on the recording. I'm so sorry.
I didn't hear it at all.
Okay.
So
Okay,
I
good.
think your headphones really helped.
Okay, good. I'm hoping so. I didn't know if that helps at all. So thank
It
you so
helps a
much.
lot.
But oh my gosh, well, this was amazing. I'm so in awe of everything that came up, and I can't wait to really dig a little bit deeper just to sit with it. So thank you,
Oh,
thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah, I was a little surprised when I got the gymnastics hit, and then that was what you were into. Because sometimes I just get a general thing, but
Yeah,
then I was feeling, oh, gymnastics. So then you saying that felt
yeah.
okay. That was an important, was and is an important part of who you are.
And I didn't realize that. Like I never would say that that was a defining thing for me. I didn't realize it was, but it was a big part of my life for a long time, from
Mm-hmm.
5 to 16. And so I guess I didn't realize what's the word, like the connection, to
Mm-hmm.
it. And so that's awesome. And what was the one other thing I was going to say was kind of like you said, we're in I should have said this on the recording, but in the gymnastics, you're kind of like using your body to feel like you're in the air and you're flying and you're letting yourself lean
Yes.
into that. But right now, all I want to do is be grounded. I just, like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
outside every day. I go sit by the lake. I go for a walk. I do whatever I can to be outside. And like, all I want to do is feel in this moment, feel grounded and connected to the earth and this life. And I'm sick of not being present as much as I want to be. And so it's a huge theme for me right now. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. And yeah, it definitely feels that way for you. It's funny how gymnastics was such a part of who you are and the being in the air, and now you really want that grounded.
Yeah.
And yet maybe with your ideas or your work, that there will be that sense of like freedom and play
Mm.
that gymnastics
And
has.
I think when we think about like spirituality and all that, it can be like misconstrued as I want to be in the air, I want to be in the clouds, but I
Right.
don't. Like for me, it's like no, for me it means like how can I take advantage of this experience of this life, right? And
Yes.
so
I'm the same
that's
way.
yeah, and I think that once you kind of get further into it, that's what it becomes. And so oh my gosh, thank you so again, thank you so much. I love this.
Oh, you're welcome. This
I
was
will
wonderful.
yeah, I would love to stay in touch with you and maybe do
Yes.
some more work later on here.
Yes, I would love that too. And you've got my email. I'm on Instagram and TikTok and
Okay, I'll
YouTube and
make
all
sure
of
to
that.
connect with you and all of that. And
Yeah.
do you have your website, I assume I can look at and
Yes.
schedule
Yeah. And
through.
feel free to share to a friend or
Mhm.
family or
Yeah.
coworker or whoever, bestie.
Absolutely. I sure
Yeah.
will.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Well,
thank you so much, Amanda.
yeah, well, thank you for your offer and everything that you're doing. So just keep me posted whenever this gets uploaded and I'll
Yes,
share
I
it.
will.
And yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Thank
thank you.
you. Thanks,
Yes. And
Rachel.
oh, and if you didn't already give me, if you have a way for people to connect with you about hypnotherapy, I'm happy to put that
Okay.
in the description
Okay.
because
Cool.
chances are somebody's going to be like, I need that.
Okay.
And why not
Great.
connect them to you right away?
Thank you.
So
I sure will. I'll send
yeah,
you some info. So, okay, good. Well, thank
awesome.
you.